力を一つに合わせて叫べ勝利の雄たけびを
秘密戦隊
ゴーレンジャー
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Chapter 27, Not Exactly Samurai. Author's note: while I really don't like Power Rangers Samurai because it trying to get too close to Shinkenger without being flexible, I decided to rewrite them belonging to a totally different canon, like I did with the Go-Kaijers to make this an alternate continuity. Perhaps it's going to be a little bit more of what Power Rangers Samurai should have been in my humble opinion than what it is today. So let's begin getting those guys in a much different manner. To be honest, I don't like how Power Rangers Samurai is going on, so I took away the Mega Mode and even any heavy battleizer and reshaped them into what I believe is a better way of writing them than forcing a script that doesn't fit well with its cast. Also, Operation Suicide is officially written off for good as non-canon, as I've been scaring my readers, which I am sorry for. Thanks for the warnings, Hal Wings, Neo Just Belmont, and Bushido Girl. I'll polish everything up soon. So relax and sit back to this rewrite. So I took the advice of not letting any Disney Power Rangers character I hate not appearing at all, as if they're already gone before, to avoid this from mutating into a real hate fic. Those who have not read it, it was a part where Ichijou sent the Operation Overdrive Rangers to their suicide mission. They are portrayed to be arrogant jerks because of Ichijou's training, and died at the end of the episode. At a nearby cemetery, a few Sentai warriors can be seen visiting the graves of their loved ones and close friends. "It was nice for the director to go with us here, isn't it, Takeru?" said Momoko. "She suffered a lot too. I can't help but feel pity for her. She placed her life at risk so many times. She's a real role model. I also feel pity for the Special Police Deca Ranger. They lost a lot of people during their battles," said Takeru Shiba, who went to offer incentive for his biological parents. The other Shinkengers also paid their respects to Takeru Shiba's biological parents. "So these are Takeru's real parents," said Momoko, who took time to reflect on the efforts of the Shiba clan in protecting Kaoru. Kaoru then approached, offering her incense. "The Shadow Warrior has done his task in hiding me, but of course, I can never truly adapt him by law, but only within the clan," said Kaoru. Ban can be seen commemorating an unknown Special Police Deca Ranger officers who gave their lives during the battle. Hoji was with a new Special Police Deca Ranger recruit named Chiharu, who bore a resemblance to his ex-girlfriend Teresa. The tragedy of battle. I can't believe Umbrella had to return. Just how many more graves do we have to dig? In fact, Hoji's father, the previous Deca Blue, died in battle, leaving Hoji wanting to fulfill the mission of Gyokyo Ryu, said Ban angrily in his mind. "I wonder if Dr. Kozumaru Tanaka is my father and the directress Agri is truly my mother," said Chiharu. Hoji was also in his mind thinking about his father who left him, his sister Miwa, and their mother, forcing him to strive to be the best Deca Blue he could be. "Father, I will keep striving to keep your legacy alive. You, after all, worked with pros like Gyoki Ryu. Dad, Miwa is now happy with her new family, and I have much sorrow to bear these days," said Hoji as he knelt before his father's grave. Director Aya was with her team while leaving Morio in charge of the base. Supreme Commander Ryu was at the grave of Ri Auri, offering her some incense. He left some flowers at her grave to commemorate their parting and helping him let go of her. "Rie, you will always be someone special in my heart. Thank you for giving me and Kaori your blessing," said Supreme Commander Ryu. They then moved on to a grave that wrote, "Here lies Dr. Toru Nambu, founder of the Jetman Project." On his grave was a photo of the general above Aya Agri during the first episode of Jetman. "Dr. Nambu, if only you were still alive, you could have headed this project instead of me. It would have been different. But I have kept your dream alive. Rest in peace," said Drake Tor Aya, who considered herself unfit to hold such a job, but did what she could to keep his memory alive. While Deputy Commander Guy was there looking, he remembered one particular incident. His death and resurrection on the wedding day of Supreme Commander Ryu and Kaori when Radiguet claimed his life. Oh boy, here we go. Flashback. It was indeed a happy day, but Guy saved a young woman who was nabbed by a crook, who turned out to be Radiguet, returned for his so-called revenge. He stabbed Guy and claimed his life, but in a status of fright he was no longer powerful. He left. Guy was now seen in heaven with other dead Sentai warriors, Daigoro, Kenatsu, Mika, and Burai. Other characters he just met are Master Kaku and Ko's mother. Chokan? Are you already dead? Asked Guy. You mistake me for another woman. I may look like her. You confuse me for somebody else. I am not your Chokan, said Ko's mother. Well, I guess I'm the only Sentai warrior who didn't die in combat, said Guy. But you did a great deed for a helpless woman, said Kenatsu. It should be a celebrated heroism. Not many people help the weak these days. That's right. I would have given my life in that way too, said Mika. I guess so, said Guy. Guy decided to get to know his new friends. An hour later, it was confirmed that Radiguet was trying to take over Guy's body. Clotho appeared before them. Guy, you must return to the world of the living to save your friend, said Clotho. Clotho, can't I just rest in peace? I'm already dead, said Guy, frustrated. You cannot rest in peace while your fellow jetmen are at risk as Radiguet is planning to take over your body. You must go now, said Clotho. Radiguet decided to go back into the spot where Guy's corpse was. For some reason, he was able to realize what powers he had hidden. He could still swap bodies if he wanted to. Just as he was about to transfer his spirit into his intended body, Clotho and Guy, as a ghost, appeared. Well, Radiguet, I guess you're still back for revenge, aren't you, said Guy. If you wish to possess his body, fight him first, said Clotho, who separated Guy from his body, much to his chagrin. You can't do this to me. I rule the universe, said Radiguet. Not anymore, Radiguet. Not anymore. Have you forgotten we dethroned you, said Guy. Both Radiguet and Guy fought in an arena where for hours they fought. Guy was only given 30 hours left or he'll lose his body to an evil force. In the last minute, he won, defeating the evil tyrant, sending his body back into the thug self. But in the process, Guy was resurrected. What the? I'm alive, said Guy. That you are, Guy. Now your friends are going to see you soon. Use your second chance well, Guy, said Clotho. End of flashback. While Director Aya was paying respects to her late husband, just then Chiharu happened to pay respects too. Are you a friend of my late husband, Dr. Tanaka? You two share the same surname, said Director Aya. He could be my father. I was lost in a shipwreck, but previous officers of Special Police Deca Ranger took me in. I lost most of my memories too. They raised me, but never adopted me, said Chiharu. That's right, said Hoji in English, who was still perplexed at Chiharu's resemblance to Teresa. He wondered if his heart wounds would ever be patched up. Also in his mind was that of his late father, who gave his life to save the other Deca Rangers, allowing Gyokyo Ryu as a child to grow up and become his commanding officer. Dad, rest in peace. Your son is continuing your job as Deca Blue. Bon is carrying out his role too, said Hoji, who also gave a tribute to his late father, the greatest sniper known to the Deca Rangers. Then you could be my daughter. No, it's too good to be true. I can't just easily accept that claim, said Director Aya, who was still skeptical about the possibility. Meanwhile, at some crazy dojo, 6 youngsters who were trained to become modern-day samurais were being forced into becoming a counter-Sentai force by a madman named Ichijou. He was an extremely legalistic commander and founder of the Neo Jetman project. He was also rivals with Director Sagata in the past too. He thought he could use these youngsters to become his fighters because they had the potential to become more powerful even if they were not exactly samurai. The 6 youths are namely Jaden, Kevin, Mia, Mike, Emily, and Antonio. They were just out of luck to have landed into the hands of extreme legalists. We were never here on our own free will, said Jaden. You just forced us to become your own squadron that would die for your pleasure. We're just kamikaze squads. That's right, said Kevin. Oh, shut up, Kevin, said Commander Ichijou. Remember I took you in when you were famished and unable to find a job. Is this how you repay my kindness? As he bitch-slapped them one by one. That's not kindness, sir. That is abuse. Besides, we've been battered up since day one, said Emily. Shut up, said Commander Ichijou. And when I return, you all get a good scourging. Commander Ichijou then proceeded to wring Emily's neck, nearly killing her. How is this an improvement over what we had before? The others tried to intervene, but he got his whip to scourge them. Unknown to them, his negative emotions had just invoked Akumaro's attention. At the United Alliance of Evil headquarters, Radiguet was simply berating everybody for poor performance of his organization, as he himself never contributed to their failures. I guess you're no better than Flurious. Maybe I should demote you all, said Radiguet, who threw his wine glass across the room. What makes you think you are any better? Everybody knows your temper always gets the best of you. Or, not to mention, your extreme sadism has caused some losses in the past when you could have killed the nuisances, said Tranza. That's right, said Long. Besides, maybe we should vote for leadership. Who appointed you anyway? A 5-headed dragon could be better. 5 heads are better than 1. Silence! Let's see how you'd like to be resealed, said Ratigan, who began to try and reseal Long into a ball. Sorry, Emperor, please, anything but that, said Long. What a spoiled brat we have for a leader, said Trakina. Just then Akumaro entered, saying, Sire, I have to admit I sense a great evil that could be used to defeat the Super Sentai warriors and the Power Rangers. They're not exactly samurai, but they'll do. They're being forced to become a bunch of mindless zombies. Their brains and their bronze would be a waste if they are robots. That guy's temper can trigger negative emotions to create my own bunch of evil warriors. Oh, how I'd love to see the Shinkengers suffer because they'll never harm innocent civilians. Ho 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 ho! That plan is really great. I have heard Ichijou establish his own Sentai fighting force out of some youngsters. Maybe they are Power Rangers. While both types of heroes should help each other, I would enjoy seeing a massacre done by them. Well, if you're targeting the Shinkengers, then do so. I love your plan, said Ratigan. Akumaro began an attack on the city with the Questers as well as some Sagamata. Come out, wherever you are, said Akumaro. Just as expected, Commander Ichijou was about to do his worst military exercise yet, forcing the Power Ranger Samurai to fight out of suit to prove they're better. You will all deal with them out of suit as part of your training. After all, you are expendable resources. I could care less about your lives. Just do it, said Commander Ichijou. Sir, this is crazy. This is worse than that obstacle course you created. Do you expect us to become kamikaze rangers, said Jaden. How many times I'll tell you, Jaden? Nobody questions my authority! Nobody! That's all right. You're all kamikaze rangers, said Commander Ichijou, punching him. Oh boy, this could be our last, said Jaden in frustration, clenching his fists. The Power Ranger Samurai team were being beaten like rag dolls while trying their best to survive. Jaden had to rely on his knowledge of karate, but it was no use. Suddenly, the Shinkengers appeared. What the? Cool, said Kevin. They've got their own Power Rangers like us. Looks like we're saved, said Emily. Gadoshu, you're about to get it, said Takurashiba. All right, everyone, let's transform. What the? Are they our shadows or are we their shadows? Asked Mike. The Shinkengers began clearing the room out of the Sagamatas and the Nanshi. Shinken Gold fired some discs at Guy and Ray and doing some quick moves at them. Just when we thought the Bowkengers are the worst, said Guy and Ray in their minds. What the? More pests? Jaden, everyone show them you can beat them out of your suits, said Commander Ichijou. We can't do that. No, we're too weak from all your overly unreasonable and unrealistic training programs, said Jaden, who was fatigued beyond fatigued, evidenced by his eye bags. Shut up! Just do it, said Commander Ichijou. I could care less what I do to succeed. But it was pretty too late. Akumaro forgot to rehydrate himself, leaving him no choice but to retreat. Hi, thanks, whoever you are, said Jaden to Takurashiba. You guys are pretty hot yourselves. You know what I mean? I am Takurashiba, said Takurashiba, helping Jaden up. I have to admit you guys are pretty cool, said Jaden. Cool? You guys are worthless, and you, my team, are the worst, said Commander Ichijou. Go back to base. He pressed a button that temporarily turned them into mindless robots. The Shinkengers were stunned at such brutality. Why that? Said Ryosuke. Let me at him. Calm down, Ryunosuke, said Takurashiba. We can't do anything as of right now. What's an SOB like him doing here, said Mako, as tears dropped from her eyes, fearing they could be killed at any time. The Samurai Rangers are being bitch-slapped and forced to carry pails of water while sitting on the air. It was literally a bad day for them. Little do they know that their deliverance was coming sooner than they can lose all their tears. Sir, that was literally a kamikaze mission. You should be more reasonable with us if you expect us to beat the enemy. Right now, I don't think we could even transform, said Mia. Oh, be quiet. Your meal gave me diarrhea yesterday, said Commander Ichijou, bitch-slapping her a second time, and he proceeded to bitch-slap Emily, too. But I have to admit that Antonio's cooking of his delicious seafood rice will lessen your punishment to but a mere minute. Ha 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 ha! What an ungrateful guy, said Antonio, who was kicked at the buttocks. Commander Ichijou began to think about how he failed to create his own Bowkengers and his own Deca Rangers, all resulting in a serious military abuse. When I seize the Deca base, I'll show everybody who's boss. Oh boy, I'd be so glad to blow that Aya Agri off with it, said Commander Ichijou. At the new sky base, the Shinkengers were distressed. Deputy Commander Guy punched his fist across the wall, hearing about Commander Ichijou after many years of not running across him. He then decided to tell what he knew.